The MMA world is buzzing and things are getting heated as UFC 320 approaches. Tom Aspinall has stirred the pot by saying Alex Pereira might be favored in many matchups, but against Magomedov, total mismatch. According to Aspinall, Pereira simply doesn't belong in the same cage when it comes to their styles.
Something else that we've seen as well with Ankalaev. So to my knowledge at least, and I don't know Alex Pereira and his team personally, so I don't know. But he started grappling in his late 20s/early 30s.
Yeah.
Now, he for sure trains hard. He's a multiple weight world champion. The guy must train grappling most, if not every day. So his grappling level is going to be very high, regardless if he's been doing it since he was in his 30s or 20s or whatever.
But Ankalaev's been doing it since he was a baby.
Ankalaev's been doing it since he was at least 10 years old.
Yeah.
And the conditioning, you know, you can be as fit as you want. You can grapple every day for 5, 10 years, whatever. Your conditioning will be up there, but against a guy who's been doing it for 20 plus years every day.
Yeah.
But Alex Pereira didn't take that lightly. The reigning light heavyweight champion hit back, pointing out his decorated background in kickboxing and his journey into MMA. Pereira rejected Aspinall's take as complete nonsense, claiming that anyone doubting his skills is ignoring what he's already achieved. For Alex, the idea that he's a mismatch for anyone is laughable.
Tom Aspinall was saying that he thought you've gotten favorable matchups until you ran into Ankalaev and the result kind of proved he was a bad matchup for you. I'm just curious if you think that is fair or an unfair analysis and just your response, Tom.
Yeah, you know, we're talking about the biggest organization in the world. I'm a guy who comes from kickboxing. I had no grappling experience.
Speaking on the matter, Pereira reminded everyone that yes, he came from kickboxing, but his ability to adapt has carried him to the top of the UFC. He stressed that Aspinall's comments only motivate him to prove himself further. According to Pereira, experience doesn't matter when you step into the octagon with someone willing to go to war every second.
Literal experience in MMA, and we're talking about the highest level of the sport. So if you were to put the worst guy in the UFC against me, I would be at a disadvantage. So that makes no sense.
And with UFC 320 looming, Pereira made one thing crystal clear. He isn't here for getting disrespected, he's here to fight. While Pereira continues clapping back, Ian Gary has entered the conversation. The Irishman has boldly predicted the Tom Aspinall vs Cyril Gane fight won't last beyond one round. He praised Aspinall as phenomenal, calling him possibly the best heavyweight in the UFC right now. For Gary, Aspinall's speed, power, and fight IQ are on another level. He doesn't just think Tom will beat Gane, he thinks it will happen quickly in devastating fashion. That's the kind of hype building up around this heavyweight clash.
I don't see that fight getting out of the first round. Right. I think Tom is phenomenal. I think he's absolutely the best heavyweight we've ever seen in the UFC. I said to him, it sucks to win the belt that way, to be the champion this way, that no one's going to remember that in 3 fights time. They're just going to remember what you've done and that you are the champion of the world and you're the best in the division, and that's it.
But while the heavyweights trade headlines, the light heavyweight war between Alex Pereira and Magomedov Ankalaev is stealing the spotlight. This rematch at UFC 320 has bad blood written all over it. Pereira has already promised he will not be shaking hands with Ankalaev before or after the fight.
Yesterday I was speaking with Magomed Ankalaev and he said me that you two guys has all closed all the questions outside the octagon and he has no problems with shaking your hand. So are you ready to shake his hand after the fight?
Ele falou com o Magomed ontem e ele falou que vocês vão resolver tudo lá dentro do octógono, que depois ele não tem nenhum problema em te cumprimentar, apertar sua mão. Vocês vão apertar a mão depois da luta?
Não sei.
I don't know.
According to Pereira, the first fight wasn't even a true reflection of his abilities. He admitted he wasn't at 100% then, but this time, he's leaving no stone unturned. Fans can expect a far sharper, hungrier, and more dangerous Poten inside the cage.
So, 40% na primeira. O que veremos diferente no sábado?
You said you fought at 40% the last fight. What are we going to see different in this one?
Bom, tirei esse tempo, né, para descansar, me preparar melhor, curar as minhas lesões e voltar bem, né? Eu sinto bem agora, meu corpo bem, né? Então com certeza vai ter uma grande diferença. Eu não sei a porcentagem que eu vou estar no sábado, mas eu tenho certeza que eu vou estar muito bem.
I took this time off to rest, to take care of myself, heal some injuries. And I can tell you that I'm going to be very good in this fight. I don't know exactly what percentage, but I'll tell you that I'm going to be doing well.
Magomed Ankalaev, on the other hand, has no plans of staying quiet. He has warned fans that this time, he will be far more aggressive than in the first fight. Ankalaev believes Pereira has been lucky, and he intends to prove once and for all that he is the superior fighter.
So do you think that the build-up for this has maybe helped the fans and draw more interest to it? Realistically, how do you see the fight playing out?
You know, obviously there's a lot of things said on my side, there's a lot of things said from his side, there was misunderstandings in between, and you know, all of this stuff just added a lot more aggression to the fight and to the build-up of the fight, and I think we should expect a more aggressive second fight than the first fight. So, but obviously on my side, I also am not going to sit back and wait for his aggression. I'm also going to bring the fight to him, and I think that this is going to be something that all of you expect, the aggressive fight, the new type of fight, and I think that everybody will enjoy what we see on Saturday.
Their rivalry is personal now. No respect, no smiles, just violence. And with the title on the line, both men are ready to relieve everything inside the octagon. Adding fuel to the fire, Jamal Hill has given his breakdown of Pereira versus Ankalaev too. Hill believes this rematch will be far more competitive than the first encounter. He praised Pereira's ability to make adjustments and grind through challenges, but also noted that Ankalaev is a relentless grinder who matches that same energy. For Hill, this fight all comes down to how Pereira adapts. If Alex can adjust quickly, he has a chance. But if not, Ankalaev could walk away with the win.
There's some adjustments that Pereira can make to where he can become where he can make himself more of a headache and give Ankalaev more problems. Mainly in the kicks. I believe if Pereira comes out and he's more kick heavy and he works behind his kicks more and puts more emphasis on landing kicks, I believe that it can switch up the fight a little bit. We can see a little bit different of the show.
Not everyone is giving Pereira credit. Ali Abdelaziz, one of MMA's most outspoken managers, painted a grim picture for Alex. According to Ali, if Pereira fights Ankalaev again, it's going to be worse. He highlighted that Ankalaev can wrestle, grapple, and strike, making him too well-rounded for Pereira. He said, "I'm going to tell you something. It's going to be worse for Alex. Ankalaev, he can wrestle, he can grapple, and he can strike. Actually, I think Ankalaev is more of a striker than a grappler. We saw him, he hurt Pereira in the fight, Alex didn't hurt him." Ali went as far as saying Pereira never really hurt Ankalaev in the first fight, while Ankalaev showed that he could damage Alex. In his eyes, the Russian simply has too many tools. He added, "I think Ankalaev right now is going to be very dangerous. I think this is Ankalaev's time. It should have been Ankalaev's time. Hunter Campbell, Mick Maynard, all the UFC, they were all sandbagging him, and now they know what's coming. They were praying for Ankalaev to lose." Amid all the chaos, another huge fight has just been locked in. Dan Hooker will face Arman Tsarukyan on November 22nd at UFC Qatar, and it's set as the main event. Speaking about the matchup, Hooker revealed that he had been waiting for the right fight and believes this one makes perfect sense. According to him, the timing lined up and he sees this as a real opportunity to showcase his skills against one of the division's toughest rising stars.
Yeah, it's like been in the works for a while now, obviously. Like, I kind of figured, like, just looking at the landscape of the division, that this fight was the only fight that was going to happen for me. I knew what, because I heard that Arman was officially offered Gamrot when I was suspended, and he turned that down, and so and I knew full well that between Gamrot and myself, Gamrot and Arman, there's no one ranked. He doesn't want to fight anyone lower.
Hooker made the matchup very personal, saying he doesn't like Tsarukyan or what he stands for, and he warned that this won't be a friendly meeting. He made it clear he plans to hurt Tsarukyan and even talked about elbowing him in the nose, showing just how fired up and ready he is for war. This announcement adds even more hype to the UFC calendar, promising fireworks and a real slugfest when the two meet.
With the build-up and the tension and stuff like that, he's a bit of a donkey with his words. He's not going to say anything really interesting, or to say anything to try to piss me off would be very difficult. But yeah, it'll be exciting for the fans, for the press conference, and getting in each other's faces and that. Because yeah, I think there is a lot of animosity there. I don't like the way I don't like his face. I don't like that his face is attached to his body, and I would love to separate the two. I don't like the bloke I don't know anything about him, but I hate everything he stands for. Can't wait to elbow him in the nose.
As expected, Ankalaev hasn't missed his chance to take shots at Pereira. In recent media appearances, he accused Alex of being a liar who hides behind excuses. Ankalaev insisted that he doesn't want Pereira's respect, he just wants to destroy him inside the cage. This statement only intensifies the already explosive atmosphere surrounding UFC 320.
Up until recently, I had respect for him as a fighter, as a person, but I no longer respect him. Trash talk is something that you hype up the fight and you say something funny. When you lie to people and say that, oh, I saw him and he hid, or he was hiding in a PI, the stuff like that he recently said, I don't respect people like that. Why would you lie about something that never happened? He doesn't speak English. I speak enough English to explain myself. And there was a guy there who spoke English, but he refused to translate. So therefore, we were forced to use the translator. But I can say what I want to say. It's just, I don't think he knows how to do that.
Meanwhile, the bantamweight division is cooking up its own drama. Merab Dvalishvili has promised he will knock out Corey Sandhagen in their highly anticipated fight. Known for his relentless pace and grappling, Merab insists this fight will show the world that he's evolving his striking to another level. For him, this isn't just about winning, it's about making a statement.
That part of the mindset here, like showing people exactly how great you are by beating Corey where people think he is best.
No, that's not my point and that's not my goal, but so we're gonna start fighting in standing striking, and so most of the time our fight will be striking, right? Like even Corey Sandhagen saying that he's trying to take me down. Of course I'm gonna get up, and then we know if I take Corey Sandhagen down, he will get up. So that's why I'm saying, like, the most of the time maybe fight will be striking, and then in striking I'm getting better and I look really good, sharp, and then I can knock him out. You know, it's a fight, of course, so I will fight whatever fights will go, but you know, that's my goal, to knock him out striking. That would be nice for me, but yeah, whatever. We you know, it's a fight, it's an MMA fight, and I'm not promised nothing, you know, like it's, or in today's plan is this, to like strike him and knock him out, but maybe plan change tomorrow and maybe I go original plans to strike him and knock him out again, you know, it's that's how it works.
Corey Sandhagen, however, has his own fire. At UFC 320 Media Day, when asked about Merab's promise to keep the fight standing, he quoted Mike Tyson, "Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face." Sandhagen made it clear that he isn't intimidated by Merab's talk. In fact, he believes Merab walking into a striking battle might play directly into his own strengths.
He's beaten a lot of really good guys, so he knows how to beat a bunch of styles, but the ones that he's gotten really popular off are guys that are nothing like me, I don't think. He beat Umar by Umar getting way too tired. I don't get tired. He beat O'Malley because O'Malley is not the, like, he was very tentative. He was looking for one shot and he was slow to get up. So he kind of got out wrestled a little bit. I don't get out wrestled. Like, when I get taken down, I pop back up immediately. And I've proven that against Umar, who I think is equal, if not better, of a grappler than Merab is. And he beat Jan, who me and him have completely different styles. So,
and then Sean O'Malley gave his prediction for Merab versus Sandhagen. According to the Sugar Show, Merab always finds a way to win no matter what. While O'Malley respects Sandhagen's confidence, he doesn't think Corey can match the levels of pressure and grit that Merab brings. For O'Malley, this is Merab's fight to win.
With Merab Dvalishvili.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
You heard of him, yeah.
Yep. Versus Corey Sandhagen.
Is that the Sandman?
The Sandman.
All right.
God, I've been going back and forth on this fight. Like, I mean, I'm leaning more towards Merab. I hate counting Corey out because I know how skilled he is and how confident he is and how serious he's taken this fight and his preparation. He lives like a true martial artist. So it's hard to count him out, but I feel like he's so confident right now. He's so fucking strong. He finds a way to win. And so I'm leaning towards Merab on that. Who do you got?
Merab.
Yeah, I think
as UFC 320 edges closer, the card is shaping into one of the most dramatic events of the year. From Aspinall versus Gane at heavyweight to Pereira versus Ankalaev for the light heavyweight strap, and the showdown between Merab and Sandhagen at bantamweight, the stakes are very high. Bad blood, personal grudges, and shocking predictions as well as non-stop drama. UFC 320 isn't just a fight night, it's war.
Ankalaev better make sure his legs are ready. Pereira will try that again, try to take away Ankalaev's lead leg. The key was he took away Pereira's counterpunching ability. He's got to do it again. There's no room for mistakes with Pereira. Pereira's got to do two things. You got to use the jab, but you got to use it from full range, the right range, full extension. And don't go straight back. That's one of his flaws, Pereira. Yeah, even the great Pereira got flaws. We all do. He'll go straight back on a line. Not one step, 2, 3. And if you go with him, it's a catch-22. Because if you go with him, you can hit him. You can hit him.
The octagon is about to become the center of chaos. Aspinall wants to prove he's the best heavyweight alive. Pereira is fighting to silence the doubters. Ankalaev wants to end him for good. Merab and Sandhagen are ready to trade fire, so here's the question. Whose prediction will prove right? Will Pereira rise or will Ankalaev crush him? Will Aspinall destroy Gane in one round like Gary predicts? And can Merab really stop Sandhagen the way O'Malley expects? Tell us what you think in the comment section below, and if you liked the video, make sure to subscribe to Ring Rivalry for all the latest updates.